So now the conference morning session will start now. So the first session will be co-chaired by Vice President of Xu Huiheng, who is the Vice President of National Health Research Institutes. And another chair will be Professor Xu Zhicheng, who is the Executive Director of NHRI. So let's welcome them.
So good morning. This morning session will be chaired by myself and Professor and Dr. Xu Zhicheng. Another co-chair, Professor Lin Zhengjie, he had a personal conflict, cannot attend this morning. So I particularly appreciate Professor Xu. He actually the key person to organize this international conference. So without any delay, let me introduce our first guest speaker, Professor Kenji Toba. Professor Kenji Toba is the executive advisor to the president of the National Center for Geriatrics and Gerontology, NCGG in Japan. And currently, he is the CEO of Tokyo Metropolitan Institute for Geriatrics and Gerontology. Those are TMIG. And furthermore, he's the chair-elect of the IAGG-AOR. I heard he had a very successful conference in Yokohama these 3 years. So today we are honored to have Professor Toba to deliver the speech of Japan's Dementia Basic Law 2023. This act actually in particular importance aim to help people with dementia and their dignity and live in a life of comfort. So according to the Japanese government estimate, there will be about 7 million people in Japan with dementia, or about 1 in 5 people over the age of 65 will be suffering from dementia by the time of 2025. So as we know, this situation could happen in any aging society. So it is valuable to learn from Japan's experiences in addressing these issues. So ladies and gentlemen, please join me to welcome Professor Kenji Toba.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for introducing me so kindly. I will start the session, my speak. Today, I would like to introduce recent movement of Japanese government for healthy longevity and Dementia Act. My working place, Tokyo Metropolitan Institute for Geriatrics and Gerontology, was established 152 years ago by Eiichi Shibusawa. His photo will be printed in new 10,000 yen bill in 2024. In Southeast Asia, the shape of population pyramid of developing countries have been rapidly changing from triangle to bottle, as if chasing after super-aged society of Japan. And this figure is Tokyo Metropolitan. In the slide, horizontal axis show GDP per capita, and vertical axis show the average lifespan. Size of circle represents the population of the country. Japan shown in blue arrow show improvement of longevity by economic growth before World War II. This nice trend was broken by disaster of World War II in red arrow. At that time, the mean lifespan is only 30 years old. The economic bounce back recovery after World War II brought amazing increase in healthy life expectancy. These trends were accelerated by the introduction of universal health care, medical insurance of all nations in 1961. And further improvement was achieved by the introduction of long-term care insurance in 2000. Finally, two main challenges are dementia and frailty. Both of them are main target of geriatric medicine. This rapid aging in Asia influences the prevalence of dementia, increasing speed of dementia in East Asia is fastest in the world. It is amazing. The number of people with dementia in Japan is ever increasing. In 2040, the number of people who with dementia will be 9 million. Furthermore, the number of persons with mild cognitive impairment will be also 9 million. In a super-aged society, a small number of working people need to support persons with frailty or cognitive decline. Only 3 working people should support 1 dementia or MCI in 2040. The solution is only 2. First, increase the number of children. However, recent trend of the special total fertility rate in Asia Oceania region have decreased year by year. Second solution is increase the number of healthy older persons to work longer. Clearly, our mission is second. And to complete the mission, we need scientific, technological, and cultural wisdom to share with you. In January 2015, Japanese government announced a revised version of dementia measure, so-called New Orange Plan. Final hearing after integration of public comment, Prime Minister Abe invited medical representative Yokokura, President of Japan Medical Association, as well as research representative Toba. At that time, I worked for NCGG. December 2018, Cabinet meeting for promoting dementia measure was held. New Orange Plan was revised and upgraded June 2019. Along with the new framework on dementia care, I have chaired the expert meeting of new framework on dementia care. Finally, this year, during the Asian Congress 2023, Dementia Control Act, so-called Basic Law, done. Expert meeting chaired by Prime Minister Kishida for the law has started from September 2023. It's a very small photo. However, you can see the Professor Iwatsubo here, and me, and see the person with cognitive decline, early onset Alzheimer's disease, Miss Fujita. This is I'll try so busy slide, I'm sorry. The aim is to obtain well-being of persons with cognitive decline, paying attention to their dignity by promoting prevention of dementia. And the mission of the policy is person-centered against stigma, living well in the community. And it's important, jurisdiction of law, the local government and local government, provider of medical welfare service, and also all Japanese people. And in the please see the third, education, barrier-free job, and prevention, education, early detection, early service. And the promotion of research include prevention, diagnosis, therapy, rehabilitation, and long-term care. And finally, it's very important, Prime Minister is the top of the policy promoting headquarters. Headquarters is responsible to establish the dementia measure and timetable. However, for example, Japan has advantages such as nationwide healthcare insurance and long-term care insurance, and for clinical research, imaging infrastructure is quite rich in Japan. For example, MRI is much frequent compared to the United States. On the other hand, number of people with dementia in OECD countries is shown in light upper panel. Japan has almost same number as USA and 3 times larger than UK, Germany, and France. However, research investing money is much smaller, much smaller than European countries. Recently, USA increased public research money for dementia up to more than $2,000 million. This figure is 100 times greater than Japan. In Japanese, very small quantities compared as suzume no namida, or teardrops of sparrow, which means drops in the bucket. We repeatedly asked government to change the policy of public research money, but the good news, some kind of grant go to the NCGG, I heard yesterday. By the great help of Tokyo Metropolitan Government, we established the Integrated Research Initiative for Living Well with Dementia as the Tokyo Metropolitan Institute for Geriatrics and Gerontology, started in 2020. In the iLied project, we have newly started collecting biological samples and medical information from healthy elderly individuals in the community and MCI patients in hospitals with their consent. Biological samples such as plasma, serum, CSF, and brain stored with quality control of biobank and brain bank. Some Taiwanese researchers are coming to our center and looking around the brain bank. Accompanying medical information and omics data as a data bank can be utilized for research institutions. In development, utilizing AI, we are making progress in diagnostic assistance using image information, facial expression, and the development of emotional support, conversational robot. I shortly can introduce today. Then I talk about early detection and prevention. Lancet Committee has revised the infographics, adding new risks such as alcohol consumption in middle life and air pollution in later life. Anyway, at least 1/3 of Alzheimer's disease can be prevented or delayed, reducing risks during whole life. Incidence of dementia has been decreased in main OECD countries. These results encourage the Dementia Preventive Action Plan. Prevalence of dementia has also decreased in UK, USA, Germany, and Spain. On the other hand, in Japan and Sweden, prevalence of dementia was still increasing. But we got a very good news. By Hisayama-cho study, most famous longitudinal cohort study in Japan, prevalence of dementia begins to decrease. The incidence of dementia will be affected by prevalence of risks. How is the trend in Japan? Diabetes mellitus secularly increased both men and women. Hypertension in middle age was improved in women, but not in men. Similarly, obesity was less frequent in women, but increased in men. Smoking is secularly decreased both men and women. Frequency and mean time of exercise are increasing year by year. Average years of education has been longer and there are no sex differences. Thus, especially in women, except diabetes, risks for dementia have been reduced. These data suggest in near future, the incidence of dementia will be smaller than before, at least in women. So far, the data from National Long-Term Care Insurance is a signal for coming decreasing incidence of dementia. This slide shows the incidence of moderate to severe dementia who need assistance for activity of daily living, except over 95 years old, incidence of dementia was decreased during recent 3 years. Similarly, in the United States, in 5.4 million older people over 65, number of persons with serious cognitive dysfunction decreased by 13% in men and 23% in women in recent 10 years. We would like to know the mechanisms underlying the decrease in the incidence of Alzheimer's disease. In the community, about 30% of mild cognitive impairment will revert to cognitive normal. On the other hand, in the clinic, only 10% or more are reverted and 10% of MCI are converted to dementia. We would like to know the reason of these differences by using brain imaging and biomarkers. Several years ago, a research group of NCGG, including me, has reported a novel plasma biomarker for Alzheimer's disease in Nature. Notably, the biomarker predicts the positivity of amyloid deposition, which was determined by PET, about 90% accuracy. And the area under the curve was so high, about 95%, shown in this slide, compared with the Nobel Prize winner Koichi Tanaka. For CSF biomarker, P-tau181 is a good differential biomarker of AD from other main causes of dementia such as DLB and FTLD. Recent good news is CSF biomarker amyloid and tau was covered by National Health Insurance next January. To address these immediate medical needs, IRIDE is developing simple and accurate biomarkers in collaboration with companies. As a specific example, we are advancing clinical research on the early detection method for dementia using eyeglass type wearable with eye movement sensor and olfactory system. Another wearable watch project was presented tomorrow by Professor Obuchi. In our center, several PET studies only for research-oriented diagnosis are available. These include not only FDG metabolic imaging, amyloid imaging, tau imaging, but also astrocyte imaging for differential diagnosis of non-AD neurodegenerative disorders. This is ongoing determination of MCI reversion and conversion project. Participants take examination for determining amyloid tau and neurodegenerative classification, ATN classification by amyloid imaging, MRI, and biomarkers. Further, using a new neuroimaging technique, we'd like to find out early stage of other neurodegenerative disorders. Please see this area. You can see the AGD disease and semantic type FTLD and CBD and small infection, PSP, and behavioral type FTLB, so-called PIC disease. We can discriminate such a so many number of neurodegenerative disease by using this astroglia imaging. So far, 400 or more participants gathered. We are cooperated with NCG by Professor Arai. NCGG participants much more, maybe 500 people. Total 900 people joined this reversion and conversion project, longitudinal study. So big project. I already got 100 more imaging. We would like to show you your preliminary data of amyloid imaging in 149 cases of normal control or MCI. About 10% are early stage or preclinical AD, On the other hand, 2/3 of subjects are normal or non-AD by PET imaging and MRI-oriented neurodegenerative detection. These results can partly explain the difference of the rate of revert between community and clinic. Then I talk about dementia in place and prevention of BPSD. Although Japanese government, Ministry of Health and Welfare, prepared a lot of structure-based systems. However, caregivers and persons with dementia were not satisfied by the service because of the service is not enough for the difficulty and to secure calm and active life in the community. We need more, another. Most serious problem and challenges dementia in place is lack of care workers in care institutions covered by long-term care insurance. Already, the number of shortage is more than 200,000. This figure will be tripled in 2045. In response to the lack of public care resources, in 2090, 100,000 people decided to leave their job because of care for their parents. It's very serious. Responding to this situation, we have developed an AI-assisted chatbot. Using reminiscence method, we taught the main information of the user, such as the birth and the birthplace, and the famous product and the festival or birthplace. User and chatbot started to conversate, and AI learns and gathers more information related to the user. Preliminary impression of the user with cognitive decline is fun. Caregivers told me he spoke much more actively than in home. Clinical trial has just started this fall.
23日
It's my voice. Because recently I
鳥羽健二さん、お
recognize
誕
my
生日は4月
forgetfulness.
23日ですね。よろしくお願いします。残暑も和らぎ過ごしやすくなりましたね。
まだまだ暑いです。
We talk
大相撲
more
9つ
than
場所があります
15
が、
or
相撲は
20
好きで
minutes
す
to
か？
conversate. So
はい。
両国国技館へ見に行ったことありますか？
I'll skip this. Thus, age-friendly or dementia in place is complex with a lot of challenges. These challenges wait every related people to join. In Oba City, where National Center for Geriatrics and Gerontology is located, not only medical and welfare sector, but administration, bank, insurance, light, gas and water, delivery bus, taxi, and media has joined to create dementia in place. During group working, they discussed their role and possible contribution. Their consciousness were altered, get real awareness. This is the final slide. Finally, in response to limited and decreasing human resources for dementia, we have started to social resource repositioning. These resources, located unanimously all over Japan, can be alternative dementia care power by education and enlightenment. For example, dementia support doctors, the number is counted more than 20,000, are distributed all over Japan. They work as teachers for general practitioners about dementia diagnosis and care. Lack of space for social inclusion for persons with dementia, we proposed and examined the effectiveness of sermon and coordination of talk in their temple rooms. We hope in future these utilization of new resources can be new biomarker as social resource repositioning. Thank you for your attention.
Okay, thank you, Professor Toba. And review of your successful implementation of the basic law for dementia in Japan. So as several new biomarkers and image study, and he also pointed to the main challenge in front of us, how to proceed and continue the dementia research. Let's give him a big applause again for your excellent speech.